Okay, I've got you loud and clear, so let's start with the question. Good morning. Over. Alpha 1, Sierra, Sierra, on backup, I've got you loud and clear. How me? Over. Yeah, Sophia, the International Space Station, it is difficult because we built it. It's like building an airplane while it's flying, but it's modular, so we build it together. So we started out with just the functional cargo block and Node 1, and then we slowly, over 10 years, added different modules to it to get to the configuration we're in today. It took a long time, 10 years, 100 launches, and 100 spacewalks to make it happen. Over. Build it together with pieces that we put together. So we started out with just the functional cargo block and Node 1, and then we slowly, over 10 years... Izzy, one of the challenges is that water doesn't fall to the ground like rain does, and so when the ground gets wet, it doesn't want to go down to the roots. The water just wants to stay at the surface. So we have to develop new types of little pods and technology to be able to pull the water down to the roots. Controlling the way water flows is a really tough problem. Over. Fall to the ground like rain does, and so when the ground gets wet, it doesn't want to go down to the roots. The water just wants to stay at the surface. So we have Emily, thankfully, no, digestion doesn't change, but my insides, my organs inside do move. My body is about 2 inches taller, and because of that, all of my organs in my abdomen actually sit much higher in my torso now than they do when I'm on the ground. Over. Emily, thankfully, no, digestion doesn't change, but my insides, my organs inside do move. My body is about... You know, it's truly tough to pick how, because there are so many different things that we do up here, and they're in so many different areas. You know, for instance, yesterday I spent, over the last couple days actually, I've spent about 8 hours working with a team on the ground, and we were studying how water flows on orbit because we don't have any gravity, and capillary forces make water go in so many strange directions. It's almost like the water's alive. And the scientists wanted to use this to figure out how to better design a system to help clean the carbon dioxide out of our air. It was really fascinating. Over. How water flows on orbit because we don't have any gravity, and capillary forces make water go in so many strange directions. It's almost like the water's alive. To figure out how to better... Probably would hit the wall, drift slowly, and hit the wall before it ever stopped. I can't tell that it's slowing down at all. We do have air, so there is a little bit of drag, but there's almost nothing affecting it, so it just spins and spins and spins. Over. You know, if I start spinning a ball right now, I think it probably would hit the wall, drift slowly, and hit the wall before it ever stopped. I can't tell that it's slowing down at all. Well, in the future, absolutely. I think it will be possible for someone to spend their entire life in space. You know, that's a little ways down the road, and one of the reasons we're up here on the space station is to study the effects on the body, and we're doing longer and longer missions to try to figure that out, because we really, right now, don't know the answer to would their life expectancy change. Over. Absolutely. I think it will be possible for someone to spend their entire life in space. You know, that's a little ways down the road, and one of the reasons we're up here on the space station is to study the effects. You know, Grace, if you do a handstand in space, the blood doesn't go to your head because it's already kind of there. Our hearts on the ground push really hard to keep the blood in our head to fight against gravity. Gravity wants to pull all the blood to our feet, so our hearts are constantly fighting it. In space, it doesn't have to fight that force, and so it naturally pushes lots of blood into my head, so it almost feels like I'm standing on my head all the time on orbit. Over. Our hearts on the ground push really hard to keep the blood in our head to fight against gravity. Gravity wants to pull all the blood to our feet, so our hearts are constantly fighting it. In space, it doesn't have to fight that force. We can learn all kinds of things about the viruses. One of the things that we study is how expression changes, and different organisms behave differently up here. Even humans, my genes change because of the radiation environment that I'm in. And so we can figure out what makes viruses or bacteria grow better or be more viruses or bacteria grow better or be more virulent, or could slow them down. And by learning that up here, we can apply that to vaccines and drugs on the ground. Over.